Morning guys, welcome back to my YouTube. So we're here in Banús Gym. I've just finished up with a client who I train every morning here. Just met up with Josh. He's going to be recording a full day in the life for me today. So right now we're going to head back to the villa, get my day started, get my breakfast on, do my cardio, and just follow me along for the day and I'll show you what we get up to. So before cardio, I just kind of get myself set up for the day. So I'm going to put my rice on, because at the moment I'm on 240 grams of raw weight rice over 2 meals. So I just throw that in the rice cooker, let that cook so it's ready for later. Then I'll get myself a coffee and then go do cardio. So I'm just going to record my blood pressure. Patrick has me doing this every morning, fasted, keep an eye on things. So just because my weight's going up quite a lot, I want to make sure I'm healthy. I think I got this off Amazon for like £40. Very simple to use. So that's actually pretty good for me, 142 over 88. This may not seem great for some people, but I actually have hypertension, so my top reading is usually can be anywhere up to like 190. It's something I do get checked a lot. I have had issues in the past. So many of you watching this will know that I've suffered with depression and anxiety before. And I think maybe, what was it, 2 years ago, I had really bad anxiety and had like a massive panic attack. And my blood pressure went so high that I like passed out. And I ended up being in hospital and I had to check my blood pressure daily for about 3 weeks because it was like 220 was the top reading. So 142 over 88 is actually very good for me. So it's good, hopefully it'll stay somewhere there. So to give you guys an idea here, where I'm at now, 142 over 88, is considered just at the high normal pre-hypertension. Normally I sit in actually hypertension stage 1. Sometimes stage 2, and it has been at its worst was stage 3 where it was like 200. So as you can see here, like normal and ideal would be somewhere like 120, 130 over sort of 80 to 85. So it's not too bad. This is actually pretty good for me. So actually if I wear this the Paragon waist trainer as a waist trainer, so what I'm doing here is I'm looking to control my breathing. So if you'll notice when I put it on, I pull the vacuum. So I'm now like in a vacuum position, and it teaches me to, like, as I'm doing cardio, as your breathing gets harder, it teaches me to have like shallow breaths, which is very important for when you're on stage and you're in a vacuum. You obviously, to control the vacuum, you can't be going, you need to be able to like have shallow breath and keep the vacuum. So it's just a way of like constantly training it all year round. Okay, so just setting up my arc trainer now. So I'm just going to do 20 minutes. I do this every morning, all year round pretty much. It may go higher, may go lower. At the moment it's at 20 minutes, and I bring it to 30 minutes on my rest days. Patrick has me doing it, but it's something I've always done myself anyway. So I think it's very important to keep cardiovascular health, especially during your off season. So a lot of people ask about cardio in off season, do you need it, do you not? It's probably most important in your off season health wise, because obviously your weight's going up. So if you can imagine, my body probably naturally would sit at around 195 to 200 pounds. You know, I'm now 255 pounds. So that's a lot of extra pressure put on my heart. So I want a healthy heart, so it's good to be fit. I also like it because it gets my day going, gets my head right, and it's good for my digestion. So that's it really.
Counting down 3, 2, 1. We're falling in the burning sun. Up in our love in the sky. On the free fall parachute jump.
So 2 years ago, Sumo Sushi and Bento, which is a big Japanese restaurant out here, ran this competition. It was a 2 kilo sushi roll. You had 20 minutes to eat it. If you did it in 20 minutes, it was free. So me and Bex decided one day after training we'd go and do it. Like, sweet, nice cheap post-workout meal, get it for free. But then what they had was the top 5 fastest times across the UAE would qualify then for finals. And I ended up doing it in under 3 minutes. and qualified for the finals and won the finals as well by about like a minute and a half. So hence the belt. What else? I got free sushi for a year from them and $5,000. 20 minutes, still got a good sweat on. So I feel fresh now. Go get breakfast ready. So straight away after I finish cardio, Patrick has me just having 1 scoop of whey isolate. So need to get more ice from the bare in scrapings. The whey I'm actually using at the moment, for my isolate, I'm using the Redcon Isotope. Just a pretty standard whey isolate. I like it because the flavor, I actually hate whey usually. The flavor on this is quite good and the texture is good, so that's what I use. And then I actually have the MRE Light, which I use in my final meal of the day. But now, and then also post-workout, I use Isotope. So while I drink that, just get my eggs ready. So I have 200 ml of egg whites. I actually use these. It's a brand that's available here in Dubai, Fit Whites. And the owner contacted me and sorted me out. So I've got ketchup flavored egg whites. Sure. Add 1 whole egg. So I should probably explain why I've got a little electric stove on top of my giant cooker. Basically, when we moved in here, like we got the nice expensive cooker to fill the space, but we don't actually really do any cooking other than eggs. So I just haven't got it connected. Might get it connected the next week or two for Christmas if we want to cook some stuff on it. But yeah, because obviously I'm sponsored by Protein House, they do all my meat, they do all my food. I've got an air fryer for anything else. Just never bothered getting it connected. So brand new cooker, never been used in 5 months. Can't actually show you how I prepare my cream of rice because I do it the night before because I like it cold like a dessert. But this is the cream of rice I'm using, the original, gluten-free. So I have 130 grams of cream of rice in there, a whole banana which I cook into it, and 10 grams of coconut oil. So that's ready and it'll taste like a dessert. It's heavy. I'll show you, see how much it weighs. It's over 1 kilo of cream of rice. So I'm very lucky. I'm sponsored by Project AD, who have pretty much every health supplement you could need. So we've got digestive enzyme, GDA, and then these are just all my vitamins, liver, heart, and basically just health. This one's key. Anti-COVID. So yeah, take these every morning without fail. It's probably one of the most important things in my routine. Making sure health is on point. You know, if you want to be a good bodybuilder, you got to be a healthy bodybuilder. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have AD backing me because all of this probably cost a bomb. So I'm just going to have breakfast, but first I'm just going to have my greens drink, which is AD Grazed, which is just greens formula and BCAAs and EAAs. And then I'm going to get meal 1 in, which is my eggs I just prepared, cream of rice I prepared last night. And I'm just going to sit here, get back to like clients, relax for a while, maybe watch some TV before I get my next meal and then head to the gym.
No, go back to sleep. This is a day in the life.
There'll be plenty of naps. So this is my rice ready for pre-workout and post-workout. So there's 920 grams there. So it's what, 460 grams per meal. So I'm just gonna plate measure it out for this one. So I've got my broccoli in the air fryer. Basically half a plate of rice.
I have to input something very quickly. So Darren is very, very, very precise with everything he does in the day. One time, I made a mistake. I saw this big pile of rice in the fridge. Look at the amount. It is absolutely massive. Like, who eats this much rice in a single day? I was like, you know, if I just have 200 grams, no one's gonna notice. And I'm there, and he's there. Like, I'll get back from the gym or whatever, and he's there, like, cooking more rice. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I measured this precisely, like a little bit heated, like annoyed, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, I didn't realise. I thought you could like just cook some extra rice. It's like, no, it's cooked a certain way, this way, it has to be done, everything's so precise. And you gotta respect it, because like, you can only have that sort of preciseness if your work ethic is absolutely insane. And there we have it.
Here we go, it's my half plate of rice.
You wanna fucking play with that rice? Look at it.
Thank you to Protein House. I have my chicken ready. So I've so it's supposed to be 200 grams raw weight, so it's about 170 grams cooked weight chicken. So we send over, so just get that there ready. 10 grams of olive oil. Spot on. 10 grams. Getting pretty good at it now. So it's ready to get heated up in a minute. When the broccoli is done, I'll eat that. Okay, so I'm just getting my pre, intra and post ready. So it's key to have some ice. First things first, we have 500 ml of coconut water. To 1.5 liters with water. So with the intra workout, I'm just gonna have 1 scoop of EAAs. Got the AD Amino Tor, which actually has some coconut powder in it as well for electrolytes, which is good. Have some of the AD Nitro Ox, which is just a nitrox formula. It's for pump. And then cola. Gym prep, I actually eat this. It tastes like sherbet.
How did you eat it? Just
yeah, just literally. So good. It's like, you know, like a dip tap sherbet.
oh yeah.
It tastes just like that. You can chew on it. It's so good.
Nice.
Drink it. Seeing as it's leg day, go with some Stampede. Maybe it's a little tub. One. Yeah, Patrick does the things a little bit differently with post-workout. So as soon as I train, I go upstairs and I get them to blend up a shake for me, which is just 10 grams of glutamine and 1 scoop of whey isolate. And then I have the next part of my post-workout when I come home, which I'll show you guys later. But for now, let's get this ready. Again, we're going with the Redcon Isotope. Unfortunately, AD don't do a whey, so this is the one I use. I'm just going chocolate flavor. It says a lot for their flavorings because I hate chocolate whey usually, but this is good. Okay, so the broccoli is done, so let's put this in the microwave in a minute. Okay. That should be hot enough. Add our roughly 50 grams of broccoli. This meal. I'm just going to add some salt to it. Some of the low sodium salt. And then some pink Himalayan salt. So important out here, especially obviously because it's a warmer country. You use quite a lot of salt on your meals for hydration. I think it's a lot of the guys who came out here from the UK lockdown noticed that pretty quickly, that they felt quite dehydrated. So extra salt on everything. And that's my pre-workout meal ready. I'm just gonna take 2 of the Matador, which is my GDA, this meal. Spend about the next 20 minutes trying to eat this, and then we're gonna head to the gym and train some legs.
Counting down 3, 2, 1. I'm falling in the burning sun. Up in our love in the sky. On the 3-4 parachute jump.
Guys, so we just got to Benoose. I'm actually just going to train one of my friends first. Going to put him through a session, and then we're going to hit legs straight away after that. So let's see what we get. Alright guys, so just getting 10 minutes in on the bike now. Just warm up my knees. Obviously because I've had a lot of issues with my tendons in my knees lately, so I do quite an extensive warm up. So I'm going to do 10 minutes here. I'll do a bit of stretching. I'll go downstairs, use the foam roller just to open up my back a little bit, and then go on to the leg extension for some light sets for the knees, and then we'll start with the actual session. Exercise 1 today will be pendulum squat, so I want to make sure I'm nice and warm for that.
There's no difference between you and I. We share the same sunshine from the same sky. When it rains on both you and I. Got to sink or swim, now it's do or die. It goes hashtag body bag, toe tag, shot in the chest. Hashtag body bag. Even when I'm on.
Alright, so warm up done. So now we start the session.
How can we stand by? Yesterday I turned on the TV.
So recently I think I've only been using these the last 2 weeks. These are new from Tough Wraps. They're actually, I think they're made for CrossFit, so they're like a shorter knee sleeve. But for me, I just want some support on my knee. But if I wear the longer ones, when it comes up my quad, to fit over my quad, it's too loose around my knee and it tends to slide down. Whereas these just fit nicely just over the knee. Because I'm not looking for any real assistance. I'm just looking for it to kind of keep my knee feeling compact and a bit of heat in there for my tendons. So it doesn't really aid with any of the lifts, but it just keeps me feeling safe. Man, I've only used these 3 times and they smell already. Okay, so pendulum, first movement of the day. This is actually only my 3rd time doing this in this rotation. I used to do hack squat as my main movement, but my tendons in my knees don't agree with the hack squat at the moment, so just rotated it out, pendulum, and I'm actually really liking this movement. It's hard, so let's see how we do today. So if you look at, you see in the next set, if you look at the band and the tension, it really drops off, it like goes completely slack as I go down, so there's 0 tension added from about halfway down. But then as I come up to my strongest point where my quads are the strongest, it adds a lot of tension. So it makes it a lot harder on the quad rather than the kind of glute and hamstring area at the bottom. So on this one, still another feeler set, just look at the slack in the tension.
The man down. He was screaming he can't breathe no more. He held his hands high, but then he got struck down. Oh, he got struck down. I saw the body drop.
That was 6 there, man.
Oh my god. The light burns. It's horrible because normally when like a pendulum starts getting hard, you get to the top, you kind of take a breath and it's rest. When you get to the top there and you take a breath, it's pulling you down, you're fighting it. And it's actually worse because it just kills. But no other exercise I found hits up here in the center of your quad as good as this. Don't know how this one's going to be. 4x4. Sounds easy on paper. Just 4 reps.
Difference between you and I. Same space and time that we occupy. We all just looking for a piece of the pie. We went blind, going eye for an eye. It goes hashtag body bag, toe tag, shot in the chest. Hashtag body bag. Even when I'm on my last breath, till we get
10. Take that. I don't think I get 10 again.
Oh, easy. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, 6, 7, 8, come on, all you. 9, last one. Push, up, up. Walk. Good job, bro. That's it.
Like 5 reps, see how this feels. If I think it's heavy enough, then I'll do this for the set.
This whole place lit. I won't give no fucks. I won't take no shit. They said they want war. This is it. Let the body drop.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much the bulk of the session done. So we had the pendulum, V squat, and we just finished up with the leg press. Now we're just going into a leg extension, which will be a warm up and then one extended set. And then we're into the adductor for an extended set. And that's us done for today.
Down. He was screaming, he can't breathe no more. He held his hands high, but then he got struck down. Oh, he got struck down. I saw the body drop. On the 6 o'clock.
Do a feeler set or 2 here for the adductor. There's one you definitely want to warm up first. Gonna do this slightly different, you may have seen before. So watch the technique. I'm not actually gonna put my feet on the pads. I'm gonna keep my feet on the floor and rotate on my toes in to make the exercise a lot harder. You will have seen a lot of people who use this adductor machine say they can stack it and they can put gym pin into it. Trust me, if you do it this way, it's very hard to even stack the machine, never mind the gym pin.
between you and I. Same space and time that we occupy. We all just looking for a piece of the pie. We went.
Alright guys, so you saw me earlier, I packed up my whey isolate. So I just got the guys at the bar to blend this. So it's just 20 grams of protein from whey isolate with 10 grams of glutamine. So I'll drink this now, then when I get home I'll have my highly branched cyclic dextrin, which I'll show you, and then a little while later I'll have a meal. Okay, so post-workout part 2, very simple. We've just got 50 grams of carbs. I'm using the Raging Full by AD. So it's just a cluster dextrin. So this is 50 grams of carbs from that, and there's 5 grams of creatine. So blend that up, drink that, then wait maybe like 15-20 minutes and I'll eat my next meal then. Alright guys, so while I'm sipping on my post-workout drink, I thought now's a good time to kind of update you on like my post-show plans, because a lot of people have asked on my social media what I'm doing, you know, and questions about my show and stuff, and I haven't really recorded anything or done anything to explain about it. So obviously I competed in the Rigo Raw Classic 5-6 weeks ago now, I'm not even sure. Didn't quite go to plan. Few things went wrong in the kind of lead up to the show. I think I was just a bit burnt out by the time the show came around, and I had the injury in my bicep as well, which didn't help. So obviously straight away post show I spent the next week to 2 weeks not training or anything. I was in and out of hospital getting my bicep fixed. Basically what I had was I had a lesion in the middle of my bicep which bled, so I had an internal bleed. So my whole arm was swollen, so I was on medication trying to bring that down and stuff. And then I flew to Romania for Becky's show, and since then it's been gradually getting better. I've been getting treatment on it, and I now have like 90% mobility. And as many of you know, I'm now working with Patrick Tour, so I've been getting stuck into my kind of off season with him, and the first phase of that is a kind of recovery phase, you know, getting my body fresh, getting my body healthy. So drug use is very, very low, and I mean low, like proper TRT, and my training volume is quite low. So what I'm doing now is I'm training 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, and I am only doing 5 exercises per session. But as you'll have seen from today's session, it's not like they're light, so I'm still pushing the weight. I'm really happy with how I'm shaping up at the moment. I don't think I've ever been this heavy and in this sort of condition. Like I'm sitting at like 255 pounds now, even though Patrick didn't want me over 245, but my body has just gone to 255 without trying. Still holding good condition, as you'll see from the clips post-workout. So I'm really happy with that. Training performance is good. That's our main indicators at the moment. Like all we're looking at is how I look and how my performance is with training. So we haven't really changed anything. I spoke with Patrick today about my training, and he was like, there's no need to increase it or anything, as you're still improving, so let's keep it at this volume because it's good for you. Health markers are all good at the moment. As you can see, I'm checking my blood pressure daily, and I will be checking my blood glucose and stuff as well as I've got blood work booked for next week when I get back from the UK, because I'm going to the UK for a wedding, just for 3 days. And then I'll get my blood work done, and after that we'll see how things go. Probably stay in this kind of phase until January, and then we must have a discussion about what we want to do show wise next year, whether we try and push the weight up a little bit and then maybe outgrow the class, which who knows then when I'd compete, or do we try and just improve at the weight I'm at and go into classic again towards the end of next year. But it's definitely going to take some time, because right now I'm just enjoying training, I'm enjoying feeling healthy, focusing on other things as well, like work, clients, my house. So we've been getting a lot of work done in the house, and yeah, that's it really for now. Follow along, there's going to be a lot more content coming, try and show you what's going on, like how my food is. We didn't show you too much about the food today, but I will show a full day of eating and stuff coming up quickly, and maybe a bit more training footage where I discuss what we're doing with the training. But I think the training will probably change in a couple of weeks when we look to kind of push things up. But for now, that's it. I'm going to get this in. wait a little while, eat a meal, and then I've got a therapy with Paula. So she's gonna come sort out my back and probably my legs. So that'll be fun. Okay, so next part of the post-workout meal, we have the remainder of the rice from earlier, which is, again, it's 125 grams of raw weight, or 120 grams of raw weight rice. So I think it's about 500 grams cooked weight. Obviously that changes depending on how you cook it. So we do raw weight. So with that, again we have protein heads preparing the meat. We've got 180 grams of steak. So I'm just going to heat this. And while that's heating, I'll cut up some pineapple just to go with it. Alright, so we have 50 grams of pineapple to go with my meal. There we go, 50 exactly. Got OCD, if it says 50, I've got to be 50, can't be 51. Let's chop it up. I think most people probably eat the pineapple separate, but I put it with my rice.
So what does the scraping do?
So it releases the myofascia on the muscle. So fascia is the sheath surrounding the muscle. If you release that, it allows the muscle to relax better.
That's well recommended.
I'm good, I'm good. I'm not too bad. Alright guys, so that's it for today. Pretty much a normal day in the life for me. As you can see, nothing too exciting. I live a pretty normal life. Everything kind of revolves around my training, my clients today. Didn't have a huge amount of client work today. It's not a check-in day, so you didn't see much of that. You saw training session, how I go about my day, a couple of my meals and stuff like that. A therapy session with Paula. So now for the rest of the night, I've literally just got, well, 3 more meals to get in, and then I'll get to bed and we'll do it all again tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If there's anything you want to see in particular, put it down in the comment section, message me on Instagram, DM me. Like and subscribe, and look forward to more coming. Thank you guys, and happy Christmas.